the one who told me I was pregnant.
That's the last one that I have.
We've had sex. I have sex with both of them.
I couldn't have friends.
That all you've done is the $30.
If he's not the biological father,
He said his sperm count was too low.
Your
he
Honor,
don't deserve
I
it.
was there for my other 2 children by her.
Mr. Allen was in court because of neglecting his 1-year-old daughter, whom he had only met once. By now, we know such situations call for drama, which is just the right cue for the paternity dispute lying ahead.
Beckley, you are in court today to prove Mr. Allen is the biological father of your 1-year-old daughter, Italy Beckley.
Yes, Your Honor.
You say Mr. Allen has only seen his daughter one time since she has been born, and you want him to take responsibility starting today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Allen, you say you are more than certain you are not Italy's biological father and claim Ms. Beckley's accusations are driving a wedge between you and your fiancé.
The foundation of this love story? Separation, co-parenting, and a dash of angry sex. Yep, we are about to enter the soap opera of Beckley and Allen, and calling their relationship a sarcastic joyride would be an understatement.
The time of conception made me have strong doubts that the child is not mine.
So where was your relationship? What was the nature of your relationship during the time when Italy was conceived?
Well, me and Ms. Beckley had separated. We were co-parenting. We were still good friends.
That's not true. On Germany's 2nd birthday, he wasn't staying with me, but he ended up coming back on her birthday. We had sex, unprotected.
It wasn't baby-making sex.
Whether it's fueled by anger, sadness, happiness, or confusion, discarding caution in intimate moments leads to consequences. All sex can result in babies, but the defendant was here to teach his own lesson in sex ed.
After that, did you find out she was pregnant?
Within a day or 2?
We have sex that I'm pregnant. That don't even make sense. That don't make sense.
1 or 2 days after, you're like, she's already pregnant.
Yes, Your Honor. It ain't no telling who else she didn't let hit before I hit, you feel me?
You need to stop lying.
Your Honor.
You're a liar.
So wait, I want to understand from you, Miss Beckley.
So it was after a month when I found out I was pregnant. I called to let him know I was pregnant, and from that, it was like, oh, that don't make sense. That you got pregnant too fast.
In a plot twist, the conception unfolds in a storm of angry emotions. Baby daddy's reaction to the unexpected news sends shockwaves. On top of that, mommy's refusal of the DNA test on more than one occasion didn't help the situation either.
You denied me a DNA test
crazy.
twice.
Okay.
Twice. And now you telling me I don't deserve it? I have children, and all of them have my last name. I didn't have my biological father in my life. So it would be a shame for me not to step up for mine. It would be a shame.
You denied her from the point I told you I was pregnant to now.
Hold on. The point is, I'm trying to understand your doubt, Mr. Allen.
She denied me the DNA test not once, but twice.
Oh boy, amidst these conflicting stories, the timeline of conception grows increasingly chaotic. Miss Beckley's pregnancy was welcomed by raised eyebrows, and the doubts surrounding it, safe to say, they intensified when mommy didn't let the daddy-daughter establish a bond.
Raising her, going through the pregnancy by myself.
A whole
going through
year?
all this stress.
A whole year? You denied me a
You
DNA
don't
test
deserve
for a
it.
whole
I
year?
didn't deny you nothing. You got 2 legs. You could have went down there and went to the court.
Hold on, let's get some order. Let's get some order. Let's get some order. Because I'm starting to understand what's going on here. This is a dance y'all do. You know this choreography. Arguing and dysfunction and yelling and back and forth. You all do this well.
Next up, the baby daddy accuses the mama some more. He didn't have his fill, it seemed. After throwing around a serious accusation, the plaintiff blew up on him. Oh, she wasn't gonna let him get away with it.
As a man, I have been really struggling to make things work co-parenting with Shamia. There's straight disconnection. She's nothing but the biological mother of my children. There's disconnection in communication.
You got a lot of nerve. You on child support for 2 of your kids, $45 a month. You can't even pay that.
Like she said, she has me on child support. She get all the assistance.
Well, Mr. Allen was just begging to be scolded by the judge, wasn't he? You can try talking over the plaintiff all you want, but you can't talk over the judge. FYI, harsh reality checks are coming through.
Don't talk over me, because if you had the answers, you wouldn't be here.
I just don't like
Hold on.
Put down.
You're
I don't
not
like being put down
no,
on my kids.
No. You're not
I
being.
asked her for a DNA
You don't
test.
like being told the truth. But Mr. Allen, you sat here as a dad and expressed with good intention your desire to be the dad you never got to have. And what I'm saying to you is that doesn't mean that you've got to create more children to be the best father.
Moving on, the fiancé of the defendant showed her love and support for him. And she wasn't a fan of the mommy, that's for sure. To heck with court decorum. These ladies were ready to have a brawl then and there. Uh-oh.
He has told Darius that he was not the father. It's been said that she's told another guy he was the father.
Okay, y'all got proof of that, and y'all fiancés, where the ring at?
Girl, mind your business.
Where the ring at, right? You have no business, that's why you're here, because you're worried about, was you in the bed with me?
Let's get some order. Take a breath.
Before more disruption could be caused, Judge Lake put a stop to their bickering and went straight for the answers they came here for. Maybe that would shut them up. One can only hope, given how these guys loved to go at each other. Here are the much-awaited results.
Mr. Allen, you are the father.
Told you. You too, fiance. Stepmama.
Stop. Stop.
Your Honor.
You all are still very much tied.
Love triangles, questionable decisions, and a dash of financial chaos. The paternity showdown. Between Miss Reed and Ms. Austin had it all. Better buckle up, because these guys were about to spill more tea than your favorite reality show.
Ms. Reed, you are demanding that Ms. Austin have a paternity test administered on her child, whom she claims was fathered by your estranged husband.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're hoping the DNA test will prove that your husband is not her baby's father. Additionally, you are suing his mistress, Miss Austin, in the amount of $5,000 for alienation of affections.
Enter the full drama. We're on the brink of discovering how Miss Reed found out her hubby had a whole mistress on the side. A classic tale of a love triangle served with a side of amnesia, as Mr. Wallace conveniently forgot to mention his marital status. Bravo!
Then one day I came in from the hospital from having my second child, and Rael's phone rang, and I just so happened to answer the phone. And Mrs. Austin, she said, I'm Rael's girlfriend. I said, Rael's girlfriend, did you know that Rael was engaged to me or whatever and just had a baby? She said, no. I packed my things and I left with my 2 kids at the time.
Now, Mrs. was hurt discovering her dearest husband's extracurricular activities. Yeah, we are talking about the mistress who was quick to claim innocence. And no, she did not stop there. Nope, she blamed her for not keeping her guy entertained.
He nor told me that they was engaged neither. I found out on Facebook that Rael and Mrs. Reed was married when she posted a picture up there of their marriage life. That's when I found out. And yes, I did confront Rael about the marriage, but at the same token, Rael would never came to me if Dominique was Miss Reed was taking care of home, right?
Shots were being fired left and right. Hold your breath now, because after hubby stealing drama, these guys jumped straight into baby daddy drama. But before that, it appears Ms. Reed tried to beat the mistress at her own game. Wow!
Your Honor, like he was staying telling her that he needed money to get away from me, but the money that she was sending Rael, he was taking me out with her money, or he'll, like if my kids, my child or whatever needed Pampers or milk, he'll take that money and go buy them the things that they needed.
So now, Ms. Austin, you claim that Mr. Wallace is the father of your child.
Yeah.
About time, the real player of this game graced the court with his presence. Well, he just stepped up with no care or remorse in the world, for that matter. Oh, Mr. Roniel, you are one sleazy dude.
You married to Ms. Reed,
Yes.
but you were sleeping with Ms. Austin.
Yes.
You had a baby with Ms. Reed.
3, Your Honor.
3.
Correct.
You might have a baby with Ms. Austin.
Allegedly.
You busy.
Oh boy, the mess that these guys have created with their miserable actions. It appears the baby daddy suspected the defendant's child not his either. Bring in the despair, because these guys brought babies into this dirty mix as well.
So do you believe her child is your child?
No, ma'am.
Why is that?
Because she has.
Don't you say no, boy, and she look just like you. She look just
she look
like
like
you.
the other
She got
guy.
everything. Everything on you, she got on that, everything.
She looked like the other guy, who is currently her boyfriend.
I had sex with Rael first, and I used unprotected sex with Rael, and I used protected sex with the other boy. But
Your Honor, she's lying.
Moving on, Ms. Reed ended up an emotional mess while playing the blame game. However, the alleged baby daddy still maintained his despicable character of a SP called Cheater. Oh, the audacity of this dude.
She didn't know what was going on, like she said. Rael was sitting up lying to her. So I can't really blame her. But then again, I can because she knew all about me and still slept with my husband. She still was in a relationship with my husband.
It's not her fault we're not together, it's your fault.
And you're right, it's my fault because I left you. That's why we're not together. Because I left you and went out and talked to someone else. That's why we're not together. So then again, it's your fault why we're not together.
In a twist of events, a surprise witness stepped forward. Yep, this case had one more trick up its sleeve. And I bet you won't guess what this woman claimed next. Man, oh man, Mr. Roniel had been one busy bee.
I also have a 5-month-old child by Mr. Wallace that he claims he's not the father of.
You also also have a 5-month-old child that you say was fathered by Mr. Wallace, but he's denying that child as well.
Yes.
Hold on 1 second, just 1 second. We're gonna get down to the bottom of this, but first, I need to deal with the people in front of me.
Oh, there was now more than one paternity test to go through. It just keeps getting crowded now. 2 women were already at each other's throats. You put 3 together, a whole other level of messiness unlocked. But we gotta get to the results of Ms. Austin.
Mr. Wallace, you are her father.
Told you, dummy. She looks just like you, dummy. Everything, dummy.
After that revelation, it was time to tackle the next one. MS Roberts was here to get some answers as well. Because guess what? Her baby was being denied by the defendant as well. Man, this guy needed to be stopped.
Is the father of your 5-month-old son, Danielle. You have asked the court to administer a lie detector test to prove he's still trying to be with you. Mr. Wallace, you say that if the results come back negative, you would like her to stay away from you and your current girlfriend, Ms. Austin.
So this guy had a wife, a girlfriend, and a mistress. Well, didn't he like to go through women like a game? And when asked for his defense against this baby in question, safe to say it was the same as the last one. Not so bright, huh? All these women. And it was the guy that played the role of the big old victim. Yeah, you heard that right. Right when the wife was about to narrate the events that led her to find out her husband impregnated 2 women around the same time. These women were at each other's throats. Get ready for a rumble, people.
Trying to confuse me.
Sorry.
Ms. Austin.
I felt to be Miss Wallace.
Whoa, I'm sorry.
Soon to be Miss
Correct.
Oh my God.
Correction. Raquel told me that he wasn't marrying anyone else. Sorry, so I'm sorry that he's where Raquel told me. Kill
This baby mama was exasperated by the defendant and his denial of paternity of her daughter, but she was now ready and armed to the teeth to fight it out and determined to conclusively establish the truth.
Miss Spruill, you are furious that you had to file a paternity case against the defendant, Mr. Dixon, due to his denial of your daughter, Skya. You say you know the exact night you conceived and he is her father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Dixon, you claim that your relationship with Miss Spruill was purely sexual, and one conversation that occurred is the only proof you need that her child is not yours. Is that correct?
So let's dive into the sordid love affair, which began with a casual rendezvous. A little Netflix and no chill. Nah, just kidding. But you're up for a surprise. As their relationship seemingly headed towards a full-blown romance, with Mr. Dixon moving in, the exhibit and the story presented a whole different version.
Don't claim this child is mine because I have serious doubts about this child. It's been multiple
You just came
occasions
and saw her
to
last
say,
week.
like I said, multiple
just came and
occasions
seen
to
her
say
last
that
week,
this
though.
girl
Did
is
you go
mine.
see the
You
baby
just
last
came and
week?
saw her last week. Played with her, spent the night with her and all.
Well, you know, I wanted to go check on her because.
Why would you check on a child that's not yours?
Well, y'all, look here. Let me explain this, Your Honor. First, I want to start off about my doubts about this child.
So the supposed daddy put on his hat and began questioning the pregnancy like a detective on a crime scene. Lies, doubts, and a dash of betrayal made this courtroom tango a bit extra spicy. Ouch.
I have doubts that this is my child. Why? Because Kamaya is constantly lies.
Oh, wow.
She even lies about this baby. It was a time when she was pregnant. She said I slipped and fell in the tube.
Your
you
sister
texted me. You
took me
texted
to the
me
hospital.
saying you texted me saying you in the ER the whole entire time, but once I'm on the phone,
His
you in the
sister
living
took
room,
me to the hospital.
giggling, laughing, playing
His
with your
sister.
son.
And as far as the co-worker telling his family member, that same co-worker got on the phone with me and his family member and let it be known his family member was mistaken.
What was supposed to be work move turned out to be a fun one instead. Ms. Spruill was not happy with the Alabama activities, for obvious reasons, of course. It's more like a skeptical moonwalk with a side of drama. Can you smell the awkwardness? Because I sure can.
Mr. Dixon ran off to Alabama when his daughter was 1 month old, to say he was working. He wasn't working. He was not working.
I
You
moved
wanna
to
know how?
Alabama to
We
get a better
can't-
job.
Oh, no.
To make more money.
Our
But
daughter,
it's constantly lies that's
our
coming
daughter,
from her.
One at a time.
Our daughter, it wasn't even 7 months. Mr. Dixon had a whole nother child while he was still with me.
Get ready for some head-scratching moments, because this case was all over the place. Baby mama claimed that daddy knew about the pregnancy before she, like some kind of pregnancy wizard. Then why the denial now, huh?
He is the one who told me I was pregnant. He said I was pregnant because he's throwing up everywhere. He said I was pregnant.
Because he was throwing up.
He was throwing up.
Your Honor, let me tell you about that, Your Honor, about that. I had a hangover. We got drunk one night and I had a hangover and I threw up at 5, 6 o'clock that morning.
So why did you
That's
tell
how
me
you
to find
sick,
out when
it's
I
just
was
a
pregnant?
hangover.
Cue the dramatic music as we dive into the birth certificate saga. Despair and anguish surround the courtroom like a dark cloud. Who's on it? Who's not? And what was up with the baby's name? Change fiasco. Oh, there was a lot to unpack.
Everybody knew I was pregnant by then. Because at first, they were saying I was lying about being pregnant because Mr. Dixon kept telling them I wasn't. Even though he went to the
All she
appointment
do
with
is
me.
lie. You don't know what to
You
believe.
went with me. How did I lie?
You don't know
went
what to
with.
believe.
So did you go with me to the appointment? Did you?
went.
Was you there when they said I was pregnant?
No, I wasn't there when they
Oh, you wasn't
came
there?
back with the results.
Oh, and didn't they tell you to come to the back? So we didn't go to the back and talk to that nice
I was
lady.
never there.
Moving on, the baby mama could not help but share how the baby daddy had been running in and out of her and her child's life. Yep, Mr. Dixon had a fondness for Alabama and running away from problems.
Because the day we were supposed to go get it changed, Mr. Dixon ran right back off to Alabama.
Lies.
Oh,
We
you
had
did?
plenty of time. I didn't leave.
You
I
were
didn't
there
leave
for
till-
a week. You was there the first week of her life, Mr. Dixon.
I didn't leave back to Alabama till a month later. We had plenty of time to change his name. I done talked to a company every day. Let's go get this baby name changed. I got the money. Let's go. Let's go. No, it's an excuse.
lies.
It's
Drum roll, please. The moment of truth arrives, and we're about to unveil the paternity bombshell. Who's the daddy? Who's not? Get ready for the ultimate plot twist in this courtroom thriller. About time we heard the side of the defendant. Whatever he said was not helping the situation, because mommy seemed ready to strike him down whenever he stepped out of line, which was quite a lot.
Maya constantly lies. Why do you lie? Even when
No,
this baby
you
was
doubted
born,
'cause you thought I was
even when
pregnant.
this baby was born,
let him
she lied. She
testify.
even lied on the baby. First, okay, it started when you fell asleep and fell into it. You at the ER. You text me the whole time you at the ER, but yet you in the living room and get laughing and giggling with your son and everybody else.
Like I
Why
said,
do
your
that?
sister too.
Then come to a point when you instead of saying this baby got blood transfers, 4 or 5 blood transfers.
baby has
the baby
a
got a
condition called
brain problem. The baby
VHD.
got a hole in the heart.
Moving on, it seems the alleged mommy-daddy duo couldn't help attacking each other. By the looks of it, the sweetest day weekend was the memorable time when this chaotic journey took off. Want to know what that is? Let's hear it.
Oh, how can you watch your child grow up through Facebook for an entire year, but you can't pick up the phone and call her?
You have another dude on Facebook that
Oh,
you made a
that's
video
why he's
kissing
upset.
and playing
I got-
together.
Okay,
got
what,
into a
one at a
relationship.
time.
After around
Wait.
September 2015, I got into a relationship with somebody because Mr. Dixon was no longer in the picture.
Drum roll, please, because the moment of reckoning was here. We're about to unveil the paternity bombshell. Who's the daddy and who's not? Mystery was about to have either a closure or a whole lot of drama.
Mr. Dixon, you are the father.
Thank you.
You are her father.
Thank you.
I do.
How do you feel, Mr. Dixon?
I'm excited. I have a beautiful baby girl.
Hold on to your DNA swabs, folks. We've got a case here that's hotter than a Kardashian scandal. A tale of questionable paternity, tangled relationships, and a whole lot of drama was heading straight your way. Buckle up! This roller coaster was just getting started.
Miss Parker, in your suit, you claim Mr. Morton fathered your 7-month-old son, Aaron, while in a relationship with his current girlfriend.
Yes, Your Honor.
You say the only reason he denies paternity is because his girlfriend turned him against you because she's been unable to conceive a child with him.
Yes, Your Honor.
So how come the mama ended up in tangled sheets with a man who already had a girlfriend? Well, wouldn't you like to know? And guess what? Ms. Parker did not shy away from revealing the twist in their 3 equation.
How did you end up having sex with Mr. Morton if he has a girlfriend?
First of all, Your Honor, that's my big father. Anytime I want to have sex with him, I'm going to have sex with him. You understand? Like, I was vulnerable. He called me. So, you know, we did what we did.
Oh, this just got interesting. And it's about to get even worse as the said girlfriend was not on board with the version the baby mama presented. Is anyone surprised by that? I sure am not. What a mess, man.
The only reason why she was able to have sex with us is because I asked my boyfriend to have sex with her because she was lonely. My desires, me and my little freakiness, I said, my boyfriend, can you have sex with your pregnant baby mother because she's in need?
Pause, Your Honor.
How would she know
Pause,
if
Your
she's
Honor.
not there?
Your Honor, that is not true.
So these guys agreed to have 3-way fun, but had issues with conception dates. Well, ain't that fascinating? A saga of vulnerability, late-night phone calls, and a love affair tangled enough to make Shakespeare dizzy. Boy, this case was a soap opera of modern relationships that dove right into a paternity skirmish.
She
So I wanna
supposed to have got
understand your
pregnant
doubt.
in May, but from my understanding, that's only would be 7 months if she
I
had my
never
son
said I
in.
got pregnant in May, Your Honor.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my calendar so I can just understand what's going on exactly. When were you intimate with Miss Parker During the window.
The week of Mother's Day, May 11th, I believe.
Now, hold on to your calendars, because we're entering the conception chaos. The confusion was palpable as these guys struggled to piece together the puzzle of when, where, and how this little bundle of drama was created.
Were you having sex with anyone?
Are you serious? Your Honor, I do what I do. I love me. You understand me? I don't have unprotected sex with nobody but the ones that I trust. I trust this man. So yeah, every time I have sex with him, it's
You
unprotected.
think me so bad, so you trust me too.
It was clear the boyfriend-girlfriend duo was not buying this story, but the plaintiff seemed pretty confident about her guy. Guess it's this confidence that created this whole paternity mess, huh? And the timing dilemmas didn't let the daddy sign the good old birth certificate.
I told him I was pregnant, and I did. I'm not gonna lie. I told him, this is not your baby. Being as though I have a sonogram telling me I'm 13 weeks. So when I go to my first prenatal appointment and they give me a fetal assessment, and they say, no, miss, you're 8 weeks pregnant. Your baby is due December the 24th.
Now Mr. Morton had doubts, and yet his Facebook page portrayed a whole other story of this wild ordeal. The guy went through phases of accepting and denying the baby boy, and the baby mama was so not happy with that attitude.
Mr. Morton, it says my son's hands are always in the air.
Yeah.
You wrote that.
Yes.
So if you had doubts, why would you post that?
I know this man. You feel me? I know he loved people, kids. I know he loved children. I gave this man his first child. I know this. You understand what I'm saying?
And she feel like she holds seniority, and she don't.
Once again.
Enter a surprise witness next. Boy, do I love these surprises. They are just bound to spice things up. And that's what happened. There was disrespect, some shocking revelations, and things started heating up fast. Uh-oh.
What do you have to add, ma'am?
Well, for the most part, as far as support system, when she first had baby Aaron, she did not have anything because we were supposed to try to get together a baby shower. So she did have him early. So as far as support system, it was me and my daughter, which is Eric's sister, Mr. Morton's sister.
And her mother.
And excuse me, I'm talking.
It don't matter.
It does.
It don't.
Now, any rational person would not continue with his mess, but you never know with these guys. Some could be gluttonous for such situations. However, they claimed to have washed things off with their entire arrangement. But before that, the girlfriend got in one last altercation with the mama, and it was enlightening, to say the least.
What's the point of you knocking what we have? Ebony.
I'm knocking it because of the fact that this is the reason why my son is being
First of all,
denied.
this is out of character for me. I have never, ever in a million years came at this woman like this. It's one thing when you sitting there stating facts, but it's another thing when you trying to degrade.
Time for the much-awaited results. Yep, Judge Lael was ready to deliver her final verdict to these people. The suspense was about to be lifted, and we shall see whether what baby mama claimed was indeed true or not so much.
Mr. Morton, you are Aaron's father.
Thank you. I told you, like, I'm not no. Come on. That paper so I can go down child support tomorrow morning when I get up.
So we've got Miss Moore here on a quest for her long-lost dad. Her mom's knowledge of potential dads rivals a game of musical chairs. The courtroom's buzzing, and we're all strapped in, waiting for the paternity bomb to drop. Get ready for a DNA drama that's about to unfold, folks.
Ms. Moore, you claim that you've lived your entire life asking the question, who is my dad?
Yes, Your Honor.
You say that during your childhood, your mother, Ms. Nelson, told you she had no idea.
Yes.
After years of heartache, you've located one potential father whom you've asked to be tested by the court today.
Yes.
It appears we've got boyfriends shuffling in and out like they're auditioning for a sitcom, and Ms. Nelson was so not happy with her daughter dragging her here. And before the court proceeding could begin, there they go about yelling at each other.
That's the last one that I have. That's the last one at all that I have for her.
You never did give me the name.
I gave you the name.
No, you did not.
19 years old, I gave you it.
No, you did
Yes,
not.
I have.
You only gave me Greg Wright's name.
No, that was the last one that I gave you.
Whew! That was some start to the case. But buckle up for some more, folks, because as soon as MS Moore takes us back to the life she had in her childhood, Mother Defeats blew up. The hurt and betrayal ooze from every word, leaving us wondering who's really in the wrong here.
During my childhood growing up, it was rough. You know, we've changed. We've never had a stable place, you know. I had changed schools like 5 to 6 different times. I couldn't have friends because I would have to take my mom's responsibility and like help raise the kid. You know?
That's not right.
Yes, that is right.
No, it's not.
Yes, I did. Who took him on walks?
Tough to sort out this one, huh? It's a sordid tale of promiscuity, regrets, and a revelation that hits harder than a cliffhanger. Oh, and let's not forget how defensive Mommy was during this whole ordeal.
Ms. Nelson, you're saying that you also grew up without a father.
I grew up not knowing my parents. I vaguely, at 8 years old, knew my mom. just vaguely. And I don't know who my father is. Yes, it has been hard, but I learned to deal with it.
So you're acknowledging that it was very difficult for you not having your father, so you can understand how your daughter would feel.
Time to step into the wild world of conception mayhem. We're talking about multiple men, hazy memories, and the desperate quest to figure out who played the leading role in this paternity saga.
I had all the other ones tested, they came back negative. The only last one there was, she told me, says, well, do you know anybody else? And I was thinking, it's like, okay, since I had a bad childhood, I tend to forget things, and plus I was 17, but I knew the name. I knew exactly where he lived. I knew when I was 5 months pregnant, because after I done split with him, he said he was gonna be in jail.
And now we're getting into the nitty-gritty with the possible fathers. But before the poor girl could get a word in, the beloved mommy would attack like none other. Oh, she was one vicious woman, and her only aim seemed to be over-talking the daughter.
Farmer, if I knew from a shadow of a doubt that he was dead set, the father, I would have told him. I would have wrote him to jail.
Why was you afraid that I was gonna get hurt?
Well, what if he wasn't the father? Or because he's not giving you the money.
So, Ms.
It's
Moore,
not all about the money.
Moving on from that spectacle, it seemed, these women were fond of shouting to get their point across. So much so there was no respect for court decorum. Mr. Wright joined this drama at last and shared his side of the story. And guess what? Mommy had a problem with this one too.
Don't need a piece of paper to saying he could just step up to the plate.
Yes, I do. I need that piece of paper saying that he is my dad for health conditions. I have 2 kids I raised, Mom.
I have kids myself.
They might have asthma that I don't know about, that my dad could have, they might have some issues. I want someone there to support me and help me when I need help.
You
no, you have not.
Woman, you can shout all you want that you have no problem with them bonding, but it was clear she had a big problem. It seemed the defendant thought her daughter was only after financial support, and that didn't sit too well with her. There they go, disrupting the court again with their brawling attitude.
Every time that I don't have money or somebody does not have money, that's what she wants.
No, I just need someone there to support me. I turn to him the possibility of my dad because I can't depend on you to help me.
Okay, Ms. Nelson, so I'm trying to understand your point.
About time we pull the curtain on this paternity drama. It was a wild ride indeed. Thankfully, though, the results were in, because these guys seem to be seconds away from going at each other again. Let's see what the future holds for this mother-daughter duo.
Ms. Moore, Mr. Wright is not your biological father.